Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. We're going to cover this most exciting, successful launch really of Warp. Now, this can happen in several stages as well. The launch is not just a straight bang; it is in several stages. But first day has been pretty cool. A lot of excitement. A lot of there's probably obviously been a few little technical things here and there, but Luke seems to have settled down into a pretty strong launch. So very cool. Get into the chat, folks. Say hello. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. And we're going to get into a lot of stuff around Warp, of course. Let us jump into the chat. Get in the chat. Get live there, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be on for a little while covering this launch, so it's going to be pretty cool. Let's get into it, folks. And here we are at the announcements. So we've got the launch announcement here. This is Joel, who called me Jason, the Warp team, also the creative director of Axiom marketing team. So this is out today at 12:42. Warp is launched. What a ride. So pretty cool. 2 hours after the launch here. Of course, this was released at 12:42 p.m. So this is about 7.5 hours ago. And of course, 2 hours after the launch, there's an update for you guys. We have 1.72 million in volume, 1.44 million deposited into Treasury, almost 1,500 NFT parts sold for the spaceships. Pretty cool. There's a cool part. As of 2 hours in, thanks to our deflationary measures, starting at launch, we've already burned 22.92 Warp tokens, which is pretty cool. I understand there's a 5% tax every time you sell Warp on SushiSwap. So very, very cool. You can see this number updated in real time on the Warp dashboard, which we're going to check out. We started that at the beginning, so we're going to check that out for sure. Have we got Kevin Wilson in the house? Hey, Kevin, great to see you in the chat there. Also an Axiom Token channel member. Great to see Kevin Wilson here. Man, I hope let me know if you participated, Kevin, in today's launch, because it looks pretty damn exciting, that's for sure. And we're just going through some of the highlights here today. Pretty cool. We're also going to look at the Axiom Accelerator at the end of the live stream, but because it's such a big launch and the Axiom dev team has actually made this happen and with the marketing team and stuff like that, we're going to check this out in full. Very, very cool. As part of the wider Axiom ecosystem, and definitely we'll be building up an awesome war chest as well. So we're loving those synergies there. For those just joining us now, we're excited to have you. The road to Warp is not a single launch date. There's a lot going on in our ecosystem, from special events to more partner announcements, Season 2 factions and beyond. We literally just started Season 1 a few hours ago, and we can't wait to roll it out. So pretty exciting. 10 days from now, Starship Factory is unlocked, and this is very important. So it's coming in stages. So in the next 10 days, they're going to actually have the Star Factories launched. So at the moment, you can buy parts. You can get into the liquidity pools. You can do some staking and do some bonds and stuff like that. You can do that. You can buy and sell on OpenSea. There's lots of the ecosystem is available, but the actual Starship and the good old APY hunting on planets is 10 days plus 2 days away. So for that, so we're going to check that out. So 10 days from now, Starship Factory is unlocked. This gives you the time to get the parts you need. Over the next 10 days or 2 full bond cycles, guys can bond at $200.50 or more to get a single Starship part NFT. Remember, you need 4 NFT parts to make a full Starship, so that's important. If you bond $1,000, you will get a single Starship part worth 1,000 points, engine, bridge, hull, and fuel cell. If you want multiple parts, you'll need to make multiple bonds. So for a complete tutorial on how to do NFT Starship parts, watch this video. So this is the video here. This is pretty cool. Once you have all the parts you need, as the Starship Factory unlocks, which is in 10 days, you'll be able to assemble your ships to complete Starship NFTs. That will be able to travel to the next planet. Pretty cool. Then 2 days after that, the Starship Factory unlocks in 10 days, Proxima Bay. So Proxima Bay. It sounds like I'm a comedian. Proxima Bay will be released. It sounds weird when I say that. Man, that is weird when I say that. Okay, but Proxima B is going to be a launch. That's another planet. At the moment, it's just Earth at this cage. Just Earth. Good old plain little Earth. Apparently, Earth is a little hostile, but other than that, it's a good place to get good APY on Earth. 2 days after that, so pretty nice. You'll always be able to stake and unstake on Earth, but as soon as new planets release, they'll bring all new pools for you to maximize your holdings. So it's going to be a race to those planets. First ones to a new pool will get the highest rewards. Thanks to everyone who supported us and wished us good launch. From all of us at Warp who have worked countless hours to launch the project. It's good to have you here. Warp captains, that's people that owns the ships and goes for the planet mining. Can't wait to get those NFT Starships out there And we've got this beautiful artwork here flicking around this gift. Look at that, some of that stuff. Very, very cool. So people will be racing to the planets, folks. It's going to be pretty cool. It's a perfect DeFi, decentralized finance, mixed with GameFi finance, and you mix those together, and you've got just a fun way of investing and potentially really good APY, and just an exciting community that's engaged, highly engaged. So very, very cool, and expanding big time, big time. So nice. There's some nice artwork there. Let me get into some of the chat there. We'll move on. We've got Kevin says, I was fortunate to get in. Hey, well done, Kevin. And I hope you get epic APY. Let us know how your journey goes. And Solix says, morning, all exciting times. Absolutely, Solix, really exciting. I bonded 2 times already. Whoop, whoop, says Solix. Nice. So you're setting up pretty good for that. And John Atkins is in the house, another Axiom Token member. Represent. It's great to see both Kevin and John and there's Axiom Token members. Very, very cool. And, of course, one of our super regular Solix in the house. Hi, Superman and everyone. Hey, great. If you're watching this after the live stream, folks, let me know your experience in the comment section about how you've gone with your warp so far, because I know there's many of you out there that have participated. A big shout out to Prana, who's one of the moderators on this channel and a big a community member. Big shout out to Prana for winning a spaceship. Very, very cool. I'm so glad about that. Really is awesome. And I'll watch Prana's journey as well. So very, very cool. So that is the main announcement about the successful launch. And so we're going to look at a couple of the other announcements. Then we can get into some of the actual features as well. You can participate. So we're just going to go back up here to the top here before. So and have a look at some of the key contracts. So that was the official announcement. I think super successful. These are the official links. Always use the official links so they don't get scammed. So official warp links launch time 1 hour to go. Obviously, this is just the links that we're looking at. So official links here. Very, very cool. Please do not buy any contract collection tokens, etc. That is not the links posted. If you buy any collection or NFT token that pretends to be warp, you will lose money. So don't do it. Be smart. These links are on the official links as well in the group here. You can see the official links there. So the warp dashboard. This is the official DApp. This is where you're going to hang out. This is where you're going to have your dashboard, your spaceships, your sparks, all that stuff's there. App.warp.bond. Very, very cool. We're going to look at that shortly. The official token for Warp is this one, OX3F 4816. That's what it ends in. And that is on the Polygon network. And, of course, it's tradable through SushiSwap. So here is the SushiSwap link. If you want to trade that, buy and sell, there's a 5% sell tax. As I understand, it's a Polygon scan. This shows you the token on the Polygon scan for Explorer on Polygon Matic. And, of course, we're going to look at that too during this live stream. CoinGecko, its warp is on there straight away. They didn't muck around. We're going to look at that too on this live stream. DeckStores, of course, we're going to look at that as well because we're going to look at the price. So it's pretty cool. Now, they've got a couple of collections of the NFTs on the OpenSea, which is the biggest NFT market, obviously. And, of course, they've got Deployer, the Starships, and Star Parts. Now, there's only one Starship there. I don't know whose it is. It seems to be super powerful. All I know is that much, but that's out there. And, of course, the Starship Parts, there's thousands of these out there already on Starship Parts. It's incredible. So we're going to check that out. NFT bonds. I think that's NFT bonds is out. We'll quickly have a look at that. So very, very cool. Let us scroll down here. Bonding unpaused. I think we've got the bonds have come out. Let me just scroll down here. The Warp app is live, so we're going to look at that. There was a little delay there at the beginning. We're delaying launch by 1 hour. Discord had some issues, apparently. You can see some issues there. So there was a little hold up on the launch when they originally started. But then bonding contract is now live. So you can now create bonds in the Warp app. You can bond at the main DApp there with My DAI and Warp DAI LP tokens. Now, if you want to buy some Warp and not get the 5% sell, then or if you don't want to get a 5% sell, you can use the Warp DAI LP tokens, and that will on the platform that will avoid getting the 5% sell penalty or sell tax, as they call it. All bonds of 250 or more will generate Starship NFT parts too. So you get a good yield, and you also get NFT parts as well. So very, very cool. That helps you to put together a ship. So it's pretty nice, pretty badass. So cool. Collab integration is now available. Head over to Collab Join to connect your wallet. So cool on that. So those are the main stuff there happening there, folks. The other big thing that you probably want to think about is the liquidity pool. And, of course, let us go on to here. I think we've got something up here just on liquidity pool. Yep, so this is the liquidity pool. So if you want to get into the yield farming side of it, token contract and add liquidity app, you can do Warp and DAI together. So DAI is a stable coin, and Warp is the main token of this project. Very, very cool. Less than 24 hours to launch. So anyway, you can do that. The DEX thinks you are selling your tokens if you're selling stuff. So it's better to be charged. You'll be charged 5% when making LP token pairing on SushiSwap. So that's what happens if you're going to do a pairing there. That will charge you 5%. So just make sure that you do that through the app, the Warp add liquidity app. If you use that feature on the dApp, then you won't get charged at 5%. So just remember that. Don't do it. Don't add your liquidity on SushiSwap directly. Pretty much is the way to go. The return is pretty lucrative, 15% on Warp and DAI. It's better than stable coins, although obviously you've got the impermanent loss issues around LP tokens. So just remember that if you decide to do that. So pretty cool. Other than that, that's all that stuff that's happening. We're going to check out all the stuff. We're going to get into a lot of the cool stuff. John says, I bonded DAI Warp LP for the greater interest, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Yeah, John, just remember there's impermanent losses when you do LP tokens. Just remember that, but your return is definitely offsetting stuff. So if the prices go up relatively different, you'll end up with more DAI or more Warp just as the price goes. And you can face impermanent losses in LP pools. So probably good to learn about that. The other side of it, you are starting in early, getting in early, so that might be a good thing. The other thing, of course, is that you are getting offset with the higher return on that pool. So it does help to soften some of that issue. So cool. All the best, John. Looking forward to it. And CJ Dirty says, hey, I know you. Hey, CJ, I know you know me. I know you too. I have multiple crypto channels, so this is how I rock and roll. I'm a YouTuber. I love crypto and YouTubing, so that's pretty much it. CJ's got the house in the house, and nice to see CJ in there. Don't forget, subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. We've got to rock this thing, rock this channel up. The Crypto Casino says, failed 3 times for me, gave up, lol. I buy if there is a retrace, says Crypto Casino. We're going to look at that idea of a retrace, Crypto Casinos. I hope you enjoy that. Get 2 ships, though. You got 2 ships, you lucky dude, Crypto Casino. You're going to rock the DMV with the APY on this one. And Prana says, hey, Prana, I talked about you at the beginning of the live stream, just about the fact that I'm so happy that you won a ship. And I know that you're going to max out the APY on that. So I'm going to be looking forward to your awesome journey there. Solex says 5,900,000 ROI. Woohoo! Yeah, it looks pretty outstanding. And John says, I tried to buy Warp as soon as it launched, but got errors. Yeah, and apparently there was some bot or big account that went and bought them up first. They got 133 Warp. It looks like they've staked 33 of them. This is good 100 in the wallet. We're going to check that out during the live stream. When it through, price had shot up, and I did not notice. Was trying to buy as soon as possible and not good price. Yeah, so hopefully, the price apparently spiked way up. We're going to look at that now. So let's jump over to some of that stuff. We've looked at all the announcements that are today and a few of them yesterday. We've looked at the key features. So let's jump on to some of the other stuff. Don't forget to get yourself a drink and sit back and relax. We've got a little Russian bot in the chat there. Let me just get rid of this one. And bam, goodbye Russian bot. There we are. Gone. All right, so if we look at the Warp bomb, so this is Coin Gecko. So I like to start off the public listing, and of course there won't be any rank or anything, I don't think. So it's got all the official links there, the contracts, websites, all the stuff in there. Very cool. It's got the price there. The price is finally updated. This was way behind for some reason. It was not updating properly, but it looks like it's updated now. 1935. That's pretty close to the real market price at the moment. And there's not that many Warp tokens in the market at the moment, but with the high APY, we probably are expecting a bit more. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Let's have a look. That's about it on the details at the moment. We've got market in the overview. So we've got the price here going down. The price looks pretty accurate to DeckStores, so it looks pretty similar. We've got the highest price of all time. This was 10 hours ago, it says. Did we launch 10 hours ago? I guess we did. Well, it's, did we launch 10 hours ago? Can't remember. We'll check that out. But 10 hours ago, $3,290 was the all-time high. So that, John, if you're trying to get it, that was at the very beginning. You can see at the very beginning of the price here, it was rocketed up to 3290 on here. It doesn't show that on DeckStores, which is kind of weird, but it shows here on CoinGecko. And we're down 41% from that at the moment. And the all-time low has been apparently 1,044. That was 10 hours ago. So that's telling us 1,040. Now, I do believe T-Deli picked up a few there and managed to stake them pretty nicely. So it's going to get pretty epic APY for that. So really good from the team, getting up on CoinGecko straight off the bat. Very, very nice. Let us jump to DeckStores. and we're going to check out some of the stats here. We're going to full screen this price chart. This is the hourly here. Let's just do the old ruler here because I want to go back 10 hours. Is that 10 hours? Okay, that's 10 hours. So Gecko is pretty accurate. It's got 11 hours, but it's pretty much the same. We're up here. Looks like we've got to see the DeckStores doesn't have that high price of 3,000. The high price here, the first hour was $1,494. So I'm not sure why it doesn't show the 3,200. But as I understand it, 3,200 was in the game. But we're pretty much risen anyway. We're back up to $1,926. The volumes has definitely pulled back. We had a big bot or a big whale come in here, as we say. So that's definitely an issue. We had total liquidity, 1,451,000 is in the liquidity pool. That's awesome, folks. Really, really great. $1.5 million. That's super good. Daily volume, man. Look at this. Daily volume is bigger than liquidity. 1,866,000 US. That's a real smasher out of the park. Really, really good. And of course, we've got DAI in the pool, $727,000 of DAI, and then with the corresponding amount of warp, 380 warp in the pool. So that is the liquidity, folks. Very, very nice. And that totals to the total top of liquidity at the top there. Very cool. So market cap just under $3 million US. I could see the market cap getting at least to 20 million at the first stage. Of course, the project's got more partners coming in. It's got more stages coming in. The Space Factory hasn't even opened yet, 10 days. There's lots of stuff to go. And of course, the Discord is huge. Look at the Discord, 19,200 members in it. This thing has a chance to be one of the true successes in 2022. And I think it's had a pretty successful bullish start. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let me know. Definitely get in there. And what else? We've got some comments in the house. We got CJ says Russian bot. Yeah, I hate those Russian bots. They're all over the place. And for sure, Prana says, yeah, about 10 hours ago, Warp launched. Yeah, that's about right. So I confirm that. And Solix says, Crypto Casino, how did you get 2 ships? The hangar's still not ready to build. So I think he may mean a combination of parts that gives him 2 ships, probably is what the Crypto Casino is meaning. Through Axion launch. Oh, through Axion launch? Yeah, could be the alternative. He meant he got 3 different parts, but not yet built. And John Atkins says, I have 1 ship because of having various Axion NFTs. Nice one, John. And CJ says, technically, he doesn't have a ship. He's basically got 2 ships. I think he's got enough parts for 2 ships. So he's basically got ships. It's probably the case. CJ says, no one has a ship. Well, there is 1 ship. There's 1 ship. We're going to check out the 1 ship. There is 1 ship. Let's go and check out the 1 ship. I don't know who owns the ship. Maybe we do know who owns the ship. But we're going to find that ship owner. Let's scroll down here. Someone owns a ship. Let's go to OpenSea. Man, oh man. I go too far. I went too far. Too excited. Too excited about this launch because I think it's pretty cool. Let's scroll back up again. Come on. Okay, starships overall the floor. Let's go. There is a starship, folks. Prana, there's 1. I know I'm being a bit teasing, but there is 1 here. There it is here. Look, and this thing is powerful. This thing is it's Warp First Edition. Look at this, Warp First Edition. It's owned by Joel. Call me Jace. It's an insider job. But beautiful ship. And Joel will say, he's doing a lot of work, so he deserves a nice ship. Or maybe he's going to give it away. Who knows? But here our bridge integrity 5,000, engine integrity 5,000, fuel 5,000, hull integrity 5,000, ship integrity 15,000. This is a beast. This ship is a beast. And yeah, very, very cool. So we had a few likes there. That's a bit of fun, though. Just joking around there. So no one give me any bad spam on that one. And Solix says, got ya. And John Atkins says, agree to have parts for 1 ship. Yeah. And Crypto Casino says, NFTs parts, Solix. Yep. And I want 1 of each starships. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are going to be chasing it down. That's Joel's ship, says Pun. I know. That's pretty cool. Look at that thing. It's a beast, though. That is a beast. That's so high. I almost got an NFT today, folks, on, I think it was a hull. 5,000 strength it had, and the person had it on for $150, and I just didn't have funds. I was trying to bring funds over, and by the time I went to buy it, it was like within minutes, the person had realized and changed it from $150 to $2,000. I was so gutted because I saw it. I was in, you know me, I always go to OpenSea quick. You guys know that when I'm on this thing, I go to OpenSea and see, where's my deal? I was sitting on this thing. It was $2,000. He changed it from $150, and I was just trying to bring funds in. and I missed out on it. And then I got into Discord and I said, what is it? Is high number strong or low number strong? And I said high number. I go, oh my gosh, this thing's got 5,000 on it. And I checked everything else. It only had 250 points on it. And I thought, oh my gosh. And of course, by the time I went to buy it, that had changed. Bam, within minutes. Honestly, it was seriously a close one. And Solix says these ships cost 20k minimum, says Solix. Yeah, I bet you this one here is a super giant. So very, very, very cool. So folks, if you see strength, typically a lot of them, I've seen a lot of 250 in there. So 5,000 is very high. So just take that into account. That's kind of the key thing there. You got your properties. It's got shuttle, warp, earth here, dock there, and then what else? It's got some other stuff in here. Very cool. So you can buy stuff on OpenSea. It's got all the details about the NFT, and people make offers and stuff. This is not for sale, of course, but it's worth knowing that. That's on OpenSea, folks, just to let you know. And of course, we've got the other ones here, the parts, and there's thousands of these parts. So we're going to check that out. So I've gone through the price. The price is rising as we speak, 1932. I am actually going to be buying some warp today. I've got thinking about a split strategy on this one. So I might go 50% die, 50 warp. I don't think I'm going in a liquidity pool. I think I'm just going to go for the lower yield. I'm still thinking about that at the moment. So let's see what I end up. Let me know in the chat what you recommend is a good strategy for optimizing APY, minimizing downside. Let me know in the chat what you think is the best strategy. That's my strategy at the moment. Cool. All right, so let's have a look here. So this is the official contract. I'm going to refresh this. This is the official contract of Warp on Polygon Scan. So we're going to jump and have a look at this. So we've got this is the holders. I'm not looking at the transfers. So there's lots of transfers, people doing transactions, deposits, adding LP, all this sort of stuff, redeeming. So a lot of people are redeeming stuff already. Come on, guys, just let it build, and leave that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we've got lots of stuff happening. I don't know what the redeem factor, whether it actually means redeeming or whatever. There's a claim function. I know that much. So anyway, let's have a look here. So we've got these contracts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I imagine they're just part of the ecosystem. I don't know what they all are. Some of you watching may know what they are, but I don't know what they all are. They're probably different functions. They've definitely got some warp in each of them, quite decent amount. This is the account here that seems to have bought up a lot of the warp at the beginning on the first hour. This seems to be the culprit here. Bought 133, and they ended up sending 33 out to a couple other wallets, and then looks like they've staked it from what I can tell, but they've got 100 warp left there at the moment. So well done to them. Obviously they did obviously got super cheap. Not sure how they planned that out, but or who it is or whatever, but that seems to be number 5 there. Seems to be the top whale at the moment, but there actually isn't that many accounts with a lot of warp in them. I guess they show represent that they get staked some of these contracts here. Is that where it ends up? So I'm not totally fully aware of the tokenomics. So let me know in the chat if you are more aware than I am. Solix says something light. Says Solix. Yeah. John X says, am I right in thinking it could be rewarding to stake warp directly and not create a bond? Yeah, well, that's the other thing I was looking at. And so we'll check out when we go to the dashboard, we'll check those things out and not creating a bond. Yeah, so there's the 2 options there. So it makes you think about the risk reward aspects of it, John. I meant buy warp at sushi and just stake it in that. That's what I've been thinking about. So I've been thinking about that myself. In fact, I've also thinking about just having that die in there and just earning the cool 10%. And that seems to be good to me as well. Then the 10% in warp, and so I'm earning warp on that. So if I have a nice US dollar amount of die, that could be quite good from the risk reward point of view. So that's kind of thinking about the strategy. So let me know if there's a better strategy than that out there. The other side of it, I was thinking of maybe getting 50% of that die, putting that in, and earning 10%, and with the discount that is, and then of course it's locked for 5 days or whatever, and then of course taking the warp and then speculating on the warp, maybe staking that. So there's different strategies there. I noticed that if you stake really long, you can get massive amount of warp, but you take on the price risk over time. That's what you're taking on. So it's very important to weigh those up over time. So Prana says, that's what I did, John Atkins, but it doesn't help with building the treasury, I think. So John says, so that's what Prana did. I'm right thinking we're staking warp directly. Says Prana stake warp directly too. We're going to check that out. Solix says, John, yes, but you will not get an NFT and a 10% reduction, which is true. Solix says you don't get an NFT if you don't bond. So it does reduce your APY because your ship can go out and do that. But John does have a ship. John does have a ship, but he won't get extra parts. Is the point, I guess, because John already's got parts for ship. Thanks, Prana and Solix. Nice one there. Yeah, brilliant. All right, so that is the stuff going on. There isn't that many wallets with a lot of warp in them. At this stage, the first day, it's only first day. This stage, this sort of money here can't smash the price. You know, we've got the price going up at 1920. This sort of volume here, this is what I like. This looks like this distribution at the start. Looks pretty fair. Now we've got, obviously, everyone's going to be earning warp in the platform, so we're going to jump over to the platform there. Bam, here it is. This is just a dummy wallet I've got linked here. Okay, I don't even think I've got Polygon Network. No, I'm not even switched on Polygon Network. I haven't got that loaded on this account. This is just a dummy one I use to do illustrations. But we've got the dashboard looking pretty cool. Galactic feed. I like how they set a lot of this stuff. Very, very nice. And we're going to have a look here at the warp economic environment. We've got market price at 1926. That's about right. Market cap 3 million. Circulating supply 460, it says. And where would we get the 460 from? I guess they're deducting a lot of these wallets out of it. 460, is that just this top wallet here? 464? Not sure. We've got 1,577 warp in the liquid here. But is this all warp? Is this all warp in existence? Because the stuff that gets staked in these contracts or something. So I'm not really sure what the circulating supply. This says it's 460, so they've got to take that at the word. It says total supply is 2,000. So we've got 1,577 here and 460. So I guess that gets you around 2,000. So I'm not sure, but yeah, that's interesting there. Total burned is 24 warp, so this is really great. 5% of stuff that gets sold on Sushi gets burned. So that's 24 warp already. That's pretty cool, like 40 grand or something. That's pretty cool. What's that, 24 times 2, say? So that's like closer to 2 2s are 40, so maybe 50K, is it? 50,000 burn. And treasury balance, this is the big thing. So because this is a OHM fork, but it's really, the team is trying to make it superior. This is 1.7 million US dollars that is in the treasury. Now this should in time grow. That's what you want to do. You want to get the treasury balance growing. We do know that the OHM forks have been quite hit with the crypto lately, but of course, Warp is a brand new OHM, and of course, it's supercharged tokenomics. The team have really thought about supercharging. It's also got the match between GameFi and DeFi. It's got a lot of upsides to it. And so at the moment, Treasury 1.7 million is in there. And I'd look forward to seeing this rise by a lot each day, each week. Moving ahead, the team's got lots more coming, lots more. This is a staged launch, which is lots more upside coming down the partner. So many partners coming into the place. We actually should look at that, but there's so many partners as well. Very, very cool. This is season 1 ships too that are coming up, and there's season 2 as well. So there's lots of partners, season ships. It's going to look pretty awesome to me. So total lock value, 886 million, and very nice there. Backing per warp is 3,754 at the moment, backing per warp. So that actually supports the market price is 1,900. So that's pretty bullish. Now, I had an estimate just at the moment. Obviously, people are earning warp, but I had an estimate that if we had 20 million market cap, then that would take warp to $13,000 based on the number of warp at the moment. So that's kind of where I had that. Crypto Casino says $250 DAI bond, repeat. DAI bond. Yeah, that's true. That's a good idea, Crypto Casino. And DAI. Yeah, DAI. And John says, my point was that you don't earn much warp when you bond. Nice to have, of course, but you are then not staking much from it, unless I've misunderstood. Crypto Casino says, I think each 250 DAI bonded, you get an NFT spaceship part. That's right. And you could sell if I'm not correct. So I think doing a load of 250 DAI bonds. Yep, you also keep your DAI state, right? Your DAI value. Solix says, warp token cost around $1,900, and if you bond, you DAI, you get 10% discount, but you will receive your warp token in the next 5 days. That's true. So that's the way I've looked at it too. I've looked at that DAI. So I was thinking of a split strategy between warp and DAI, but I wasn't thinking of going into the LP providing. But I'm still thinking about that. So yeah, obviously you get 15% in the LP providing, so it is better. And John has done that, so it's interesting. I'm still thinking about that. So cool. Let's have a look at. We're going to move from the dashboard. I think I've covered everything. The Earth APY is now down to 5,300%, so it's dropping as people were coming into the play. Pretty sure that was over 6 million before. 5.5, 5.9. I think it's down to 5.3 million now, so it is dropping, and so forth. So just take that into account. The APY on Earth is dropping at the moment. So we've got stake here. Let's go to here. So yeah, the APY now on Earth is down to 5.3 million. The TVL locked is 886,000. So I guess as this goes up, this will go down on the APY, and as time goes as well, as my guess. So as time and the TVL go up, then I think the APY would go down. The index is 1, and I'm not exactly sure what the index is, just like a starting point, but next rebase is 3 hours and 45 minutes. So I'm not really sure what the rebase. Maybe it's in the white paper. I haven't read that. So there we are. Ship stocked is 1. I guess that just assumes that you've got a ship in the dock on Earth, just as a dummy ship, as it were. Not a dummy, but, a placeholder one. It's got your warp balance on this. I've got no warp on this one. It's just a dummy account, but pretty cool. You can stake in here. I like how you can move the planet around. That's kind of cool. Spin it around. Here we are. So this is where I am, of course. I'm in New Zealand here. That's where I am. And I know that quite a few of you are up. Whereabouts are you? Up here? Somewhere around here. I think you guys are up here. Most in the UK. United States over here. Up here, I think Prana's up there somewhere. So pretty cool. All right, we've got the bonds. Let's have a look. So we've got the stake. Let's see what people said about that. John says, thanks, Solex. I'm not considered that. So Solex said, token costs around $1,900. If you bond, you die. You get 10% discount, but you will receive your warp token in the next 5 days. It's true. And John says, and nice. And all right, so let's jump over to bonds, the bonds page. So the bonds page, we've got treasury balance of 1.7 million, warp price of 1926. And there's not that, what I was going to say with the contract is there actually is not that much liquid stuff. So there's not much here to sell down. So this price could just keep going up. And I said if we reach 20 million market cap, that'd be like $13,000 a warp. But obviously people are earning warp as an APY. So that's got to be sold into the market or reinvested. And of course, we know a lot of people do sell stuff in the back in the market. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they reinvest more than they sell in the market. And of course, new people coming into the space is going to be interesting too. But like I say, there's not that much in the sell down. Even if this 100 sold, it's 193,000. It says here. So even if that sold, I mean, it could absorb that. I mean, it would be a bit of a hit. But I think the price could rebound pretty well. We've got liquidity of 1.4 in there, so it would hit the liquidity. But I think that it could probably bounce back reasonably well from that as well. And that would get rid of the only big whale in the house that I see, the only one with the 100. So pretty cool. All right, so we've got the crate. We've got the treasury balance here. Very cool. We've got these 3 options. Now, John's gone into this one, warp die LP. And that's 15% ROI, which is definitely better. Now, I've got another account where I put some DAI in it. I'm getting 9.99% ROI discount. There seems that 1.4 million has gone that liquidity pool versus the DAI here, which is only 279,000, and my even smaller 28.9. But there's no advantage. This is stable, so your value will be stable in here. So if you put $2,000 in, it will stay $2,000. If you put $2,000 in here, then it will change in proportion to your warp and DAI. So it will move around up and down as the market moves. So what's actually in US in stable coin, so it's a bit better actually. So what else we got here? The LP DAI there, 14.99. Your balance, you will get so much warp ROI, and the vesting period is 5 days, which is pretty cool. The duration of the bond whereby the bond can be claimed in its entirety. You may decide to claim a portion of the payout before this time. So arguably in another 5 days, the APY could be lower, right? Because the APY of the planet's falling down. Is that the way I understand it? So interesting there. Earn Starship parts NFTs by bonding $250 more. So that probably end up being a better option if you think about it, if this AP ROI starts falling. So it's interesting. So that's we got the DAI, of course, sitting here, 9.9%. Maximum is 157 warp on that. 157, and then my as well. So mine's in there too. So interesting stuff. Obviously, you got the create bonds, my bonds. This actually shows the bonds that you've set up. And then, of course, the best way of adding liquidity, save on the 5% transaction fee on SushiSwap. which is the tax penalty by receiving your liquidity tokens on our app. So if you do add your liquidity through here, you won't get that 5% tax on your warp. So it's very important that you use this as opposed to adding your liquidity on SushiSwap, which we saw. If we go to SushiSwap, we would see that. All right, so cool. Let's have a look at the hangar. The hangar, of course, is where you get your Starship parts. And here, hull, bridge, engine, and fuel cell. You need those four, which is $250 each. It's basically $1,000 to get one ship. You need the right combination, of course. So yeah, that's the case. So when you bond 250, I guess you get a random part. You may not have all the right parts. Is one of the issues. But like playing that game, I can't remember, was it the game of Risk that you do have that where you get different cards. They might be the wrong ones to make it work. So manage starships, hangar fleet online, build a starship. The starship factory is not opening until 10 days away, is what we're told. And of course, then you'll be able to go to planet. New planets will open up 2 days later. Proxima B, I think it was, and the fuel cell center as well. Total value of fuel points. So that looks cool too. So there's lots of stuff coming with the GameFi. Like it's got some 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not sure what that means, but that's pretty cool. There's also the star map, of course. We've got Earth, and we know we're going to have Proxima B or whatever coming. So I guess it's going to be this planet here, maybe. And of course, you can send your ship to a particular planet to get APY. So, and the first one who gets there earliest is going to get the best APY on that. So nice. Select the starship, select the planet. So pretty cool. There's a calculator. So it's got the APY here, 5.3 million. So you can put the warp amount. So if you put in, I don't know, 1 warp, I guess, what's that going to tell you? Purchase 1 warp, that's how much it's going to do. Future warp price, it's got the same. So you get a bit of a calculator here. The Earth APY is dropping though, as more people come into it, I guess. So your initial investment 900, current wealth 900, warp rewards estimated 2.4. This assumes you're staking for 30 days. Your potential return is $4,700. But look at this, folks. So that's 30 days. So what do you think about the project's momentum? What do you think about the roadmap? There's so much coming, so it's very hard to get that. We often know that out of the gate it grows pretty well, and then it pulls back, then it grows again. Kind of get these growth waves, as they go. So it's going to be interesting to see that. I think this is brilliant. This whole setup looks really good to me. So I'm very bullish about the more growth orientated scenario. But if you go 30 days, of course, you watch the warp. The warp just goes up dramatically. Watch that warp and watch the potential return. And of course, it assumes the APY is this amount at the moment. So I guess if the APY drops, this would drop. But here it goes up. Look, as you go up, if you go to 365 days, look at this, $10 million on 1 warp. So pretty huge. How much is that? Is that 10 million? No, 102. Is that 102 million? $102 million and 53,000 warp. That assumes this is APY, of course, stays the same. Let's say the APY goes to, I don't know, let's say it goes to 1,000%. 1,000%. Then you're back down at more realistic things. 9 warp and 17,000 for 365 days. Back to 30 days. You're at 2,300. So I expect this APY to be a major player in the rewards here. But of course, at the moment, it's 3.5. This is for the planet Earth, of course. Planet Earth is 5.3, but new planets will be coming up. So I guess you'll be able to get continue on the rewards for some degree of time. So pretty interesting, folks, in that point of view. John says, thanks, Solex. I was about to stake, but will bond instead, says John. Interesting stuff. So nice one there, John. Let me know how that goes. Prana says, the bonds are vested for 5 days. You can collect the full amount at the end or let it drip every 8 hours and collect a little at the time and stake them. That's interesting. Good insight there, Prana. Thank you. And if I understand it correctly, I might be wrong on the last part. Right, that's probably a pretty important part, but I don't. We've got the claim. There is a claim button. I don't have one because I'm not. If I go into my bonds, there is a claim button that you can have to claim that. So I don't, because I'm not using one. Maybe maybe I should try and set one up on this account, but that is the case. So cool. What else we got going? Solex says, John, look, these tutorial videos. Yeah, so there's the tutorial there. Solex has pasted that. Very nice. So check out those videos, John. And cheers. I have watched them all, believe it or not, even watched some twice. I bet you have, John. John is the bomb on that one. So very, very cool. So that's some of the stuff happening on the dashboard there. And yeah, I'm still, thinking about through these returns. I am cognizant that the APY drops and that as the TVL increases as time probably goes on as well, as people earn some of the APY. Is my guess how that works. Next rewards yield 0.99%. Interesting. Cool. So yes, fascinating. So we've still got a long way to go until the ships get unlocked. So that's 10 days right there. The warp price still sitting at 931. Pretty cool. Let's jump over to the wash partners on OpenSea now. We've got 2,100 items on there, 510 owners, 5.9 traded volume in ETH. That's actually pretty good straight out of the gate. Let's have a look. I'm going to update that, see if that's updated. The floor price is 0.015. So that's the cheapest price on there. These are for the NFT parts. Remember, you need 4 parts to make a ship. You've got bridges, you've got hulls, you've got fuel cells, and you've got engines. Those are the 4 that you need to make a ship. The big thing that discerns them, as far as I can tell, is the strength of the part, and that is based on how much you bonded when you got the part. So that's how that works. So this first one here is $40. That's pretty good. $40, 278 strength. That's not too bad. That's actually better than some parts. A lot of parts I saw at $150 were 250 strength. So that's actually seems to be relatively good value from that point of view. What else we got going? This is $40 here, $40. These have just come in there. So there was nothing at $40 a couple hours ago. Everything was $150 or more. So this has just come on the market, these 40. Let's have a look at this one. Let's see what the strength is on this stats. So 279, not too bad compared to a lot of the other ones that were $150 a couple hours earlier. What's the stats on this? It's 278 again. So 3 nice little parts there, especially if you're, I guess, your entry level. It's pretty cool. And this one here is $80. Let's see what this is at. This is $80 and stats is 279. So there's a few bargains out there worth hunting for, I guess. And I'm not sure how that affects you. I guess it affects maybe how much APY you get, how fast you get to a planet, because it has impacts on those things. Maybe your engine has an impact on how fast you get to the planet. Maybe stuff like that. So maybe the bridge has, I don't know what the hull's about. Maybe there's asteroid attacks. Maybe you could get asteroid attack on your ship. I don't know, but the bridge may have to do with how much you can mine out of the place, or maybe the hull does. One of those two. It's interesting. So let us know in the chat if you have any insights on that there as well. So cool. What else we got going? So yeah, a lot cheaper parts come in. These weren't here. Very, very cool. This is definitely opening it up. See, 251 strength on this, but it's actually more expensive than some of the other parts. Is that the cheapest engine? I think that's the cheapest engine. So that's the cheapest engine on there at the moment. Let's compare it to these ones, which are more expensive. This is at 130. What's that? 0.5. This 130. See what the strength on that is. Stats 251. So there's a bit of stuff there. You got to do a bit of hunting, but that's what it's about, trying to get your best return hunting for some of these ships. Crypto Casino says, doing work now. Take care, all onwards and upwards. Hey, Crypto Casino, big shout out to you. Another Axiom Token member. Very, very cool. It's great to see 3 of you. Crypto Casino, John Atkins, and of course, who else was in there? Someone else was snuck in at the beginning. Let's have a look at Kevin Wilson. That's right. That Kevin Wilson was in the house. Big shout out to the Axiom Token members. Very, very cool. Big shout out to the moderators. Great to see you in the house. And of course, all the regs, as we say. All right, so that's what we're looking at there at the moment. Let's jump over to the Axiom Accelerator. That is the what's happening there at the moment. Of course, with the announcements, you can also get into quite a few of these other things. A lot of people have won ships, which have been really great in the competitions. Heaps of people have won ships, so very, very cool. There's been lots of partners as well. Let's actually, just before we go to the next thing, we're going to actually look at the partners. Just want to go through those because this is a big thing. The team has really building up the community, and the partnerships here has been pretty awesome. Let's jump over to here. I think we're back up here, almost there. I hope I don't go too far here. Have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? Probably have gone too far. I'm getting dizzy just looking at how far I've gone. Let's scroll down. Sure, I saw a list of these. This is here. So here we are. So Warp and Partners Starship giveaway contest winners. We want to give a shout out to all our partners and their communities for their belief, support, and promotion of Warp. In order of arrival, we'd like to thank Polygon, QDAO, Axiom, of course, Polypunks, Project God, Jira, Polydodge, Tomb Finance, Synapse Protocol, the Olympians, Matic News, Beefy Finance, Luxy, Galactic Gang, Yield Enhancements Labs, Hillbilly Hola, Las Vegas, Infernos, and upcoming unannounced partners. And I think one of those was already been announced, which is Frax. So a big thanks to our new partner Frax there. So very, very cool. So that's a stable coin for the looks of it. Very nice. So they're doing some cool stuff. So another one there coming into the fold. So very, very cool. And nice little spaceship to celebrate that. The power of Frax goes interstellar. This is really, really cool. And of course, combined with Warp there. So really is doing amazing on that front. Let us have a look here. I have a feeling that the price of Warp is going to keep going up for some time. Like I said, I don't think there's that much stuff selling on there. Only offset to that is people's APY, which is still 4 or 5 days away. So it's going to be interesting to watch that play out for most parts, of course. Let's have a look at Axion, and we're going to see what the results are. Oh, finally, before we move on, just want to say, if you're not familiar, get in with the general chat there and say hello. This is going, pretty busy chat here for Warp. So get in there and say hello for sure. All right, let's just have a look. We're going to jump to Axion now, and I don't know if we've got any announcements. Have a look here. Not the only announcement was related to the Warp. Warp Starship parts have now been sent out to all Axion launch participants, I should say. 24 hours remaining till Warp goes live. So those people, you can view your shiny ship if you participate in that. And of course, it will be under the hidden tab on your OpenSea wallet to see it. And this is the link here. So the winners of all Axion Starships will get this sent to them after the launch. Nice. Warp is launching in less than 24 hours. So that was pretty cool. So here is a nice Axion ship. Look at that artwork. I love it. Is that going to render? I'm not sure, but it's got the cool Axion blue on there. Very, very nice. So very cool on that. So let us know in the chat if you got one of those for sure. All right, let's jump over to the general chat. Don't think that's all we had for there. We're going to get into the general chat. Obviously, I think the Twitter, Axion Twitter's been going out. Yeah, so they've been getting out there, tweeting out there about staking Axion and Accelerator. Very nice. And of course, stake Axion, earn Bitcoin. What else we got? Lots of good stuff. This is the stuff that went out today. Stake Axion, earn Bitcoin. Average stake length over 7 years. Very, very cool. Actually, I thought it was over 8 years, so I'm not sure where that number came from exactly. And nice. So very, very cool. So lots of cool marketing going on from the Axion team there. And of course, get into the general chat, say hello. Lots of stuff happening there. We've got there's people in the chat there, so get in and say hello for sure. Let's jump over to the Accelerator. We're going to have a quick look at the results at the moment. So we've got 5% sold at the moment. We've got started for 375 million. We've got 355 million left. 12 hours to go, so half a day. Every 24 hours it gets recharged, so still a while to go for that. We've got people, obviously, new Accelerator purchase there, 500,000 Axion. So very, very cool. So lots of other transactions going on there. And it's pretty easy to use. The link's in the video description if you want to get in there. I always say look at Axion.network website, check that out, do your investment due diligence, check out the Accelerator and the Collider. Those are the two main products. Of course, Axion you can buy and stake in one go, potentially earn up to a 47% APY with inclusive of wrapped Bitcoin dividends. That does depend on how much the Accelerator does sell out in total though. But it definitely is a bonus for the rewards. And of course, you get a bonus particle NFT. You may be able to get up to 10 times your original investment by using that particle NFT in the Collider. So those are the two main ones you want to look at. Check out the news, of course. Updates is pretty cool. How to buy Axion and about Axion there with the roadmap and white paper. If you are really keen, get onto Discord and Telegram. Ask any questions. 24/7 out from the team, which is pretty nice. And you can hit the Axion portal if you want to get into the staking page, which is this one here. It is the official Axion DApp. So pretty nice. Hook up your wallet, of course. Once you're ready, you've got 6 tokens that you can use on the Polygon chain. And of course, you've got Matic, Wrapped ETH, USDC, DiStable, Wrapped Bitcoin, and Chainlink. Set the amount. I like to click on the advanced tab, select the token, put the amount, and then select the period. Now, the period is the most important thing that determines how much of the bonuses you get. There are 4 bonuses. There's an Accelerator bonus, which is at the top here. You get a share of that. So every year that you stake over 350 days, you get 1% more. So 15 years would be 15%. 350 days would be 1%. And 5 years would be 1,750 days would be 5 years. That would be 5%. And you get that bonus there. Very, very cool. There's big payday bonuses, of course. There are 4 of those. You get those. So if you stake long enough, you will get all those too. There's a particle bonus NFT, which is pretty cool. And of course, on top of that, a wrapped Bitcoin dividend. So it's pretty good benefits. And once again, when you stake and in there, you also benefit the ecosystem because 55% of what you buy and stake in there goes and buys Axion on the market and burns it. So that's why we've got the burn figure here. And 30% goes and buys wrapped Bitcoin divs. Very, very nice. So, and then 15% goes to the team for marketing. So that's pretty cool. So far today, 22.9 million has been sold. Very, very cool. And once you accept those things that you got here, the Matic and the period, disconnect your wallet and accept that, your stake will show up on the stake page. Your particle NFT will show up on the NFT page. And then if you want to use your particle NFT, you go to the collider and put it in here. Set the period that you want to stake. The longer, the better, of course. You get more shares and engage the collider. You got a 4% chance of winning the NFT. And the NFT could be up to 10 times your original investment. So it's a pretty cool, fun part of that. Thousands of dollars have been won so far. So it really is quite cool. Let's jump over to the dashboard. We're going to have a look at that, of course, and see what the totals are at the moment. Total supply at the moment, 334 billion. The circulating supply is 81.4 billion, I should say, 24%. And that includes the dev wallet. So if we took that out, that would be at 71.4 or something like that, about 71 billion. Interesting stuff. So these total staked amount, 76%, 252.7 billion, which is outstanding amount staked. Staked for max shares, 49%, 162.9 billion is staked, and that's for 15.2 years, folks. So incredible results. The best out of all the CD markets easily. So cool. CD means certificate of deposit projects. So very much awesome. Now the burn at the moment, 36.27 billion being burned, and we're going to check that and see whether we've got any burn just now, because typically this is when the burn happens. So we're going to check that out. Let's have a look here. Jump into this. Waiting for that to render. All right, 28 minutes ago, folks, we got another 13 million there burned. Very, very cool. Yesterday, we got 37.8 million. So that's another 50, I would say 51 million. All in agreement, say aye. So 51 million. That is it. We're going to do the burn, baby, burn section because, I love that. I think that's very, very cool. So we're going to do the last 2 days because I didn't do a live stream yesterday. So we're going to go and paste that in the Discord. Here we go on Axion. So burn, baby, burn. I think Solix is in the house. Solix is going to try and beat me to the fire here. I think Axion last 2 days. 2 days. Oh, that's not very good. I got to get the caps lock off, right? Got to get the caps lock off. Last 2 days. 2 days. And we're going to go back there. Total burn now. Got to get that right too. Total burn now, and let me paste this. Bam, and we're going to capitalize that. Axion. Right, so ready, Solix, on your marks. Get set, go. We've got to get the fire up there. Fire, and we are on the fire. Did I beat it? Oh, yes, I got the fire, but Malcadoc's in the house there with the Superman. What are you doing here? Yeah, that's right. Hey, I haven't even seen that one. That's really cool, Malcadoc. Very cool. So we've got the fire in there. The Solix get on there. Malcadoc's in there. So nice. Very, very cool. So some nice one. I got beaten on the old gift, though. That's the thing. So I got caught out on that one. Prana says, take care, CC. Very, very nice. Awesome stuff. So looking good there on the burn. And, yeah, terrific. So the burn's just continuing on. And very nice on that. So that is the key stuff. On top of course, buying and staking the Accelerator. And with the potential getting up to 47% API, it does depend on how long you stake and also how much is sold to the Accelerator for the in total. So that's all investors for the day through the Bitcoin divs there. But you do get the Bitcoin wrapped Bitcoin divs in real time. So if people buying and staking there, you get a little bit of wrapped Bitcoin based on your shares that you have. When you stake Axion with all your benefits that you get over here, you get shares in return. So that's how much that works. And you can actually see in advanced, you actually see all the shares. You get your basic shares plus longer pays better, and that gives you your total shares. And of course, the global share rate's going up all the time. So tomorrow you get less shares than you would today. That's pretty much how that works. So very, very cool. The minimum, of course, to get some benefits in there is 350 days. I love playing around with that. So 350 days will get you 1%. And if you go to 349 days, you will get no accelerated bonus, and you won't get the big payday bonus, but you still get the particle NFT, and you still earn the wrapped Bitcoin dividends, which is pretty sweet. On top of that, of course, buying and staking in Axion, which is pretty cool. There's a launch pad, and of course, we have launch partners come in all the time as we go. And we've got 2 coming up. One of them is a household name potentially, And if that gets secured, that could be huge for Axion with a household name. And of course, entering crypto space. And of course, at the moment, we just had the launch of Warp. So a lot happening in Axion space as well. And there's lots of stuff coming up. Videos investor series is coming up. And quite a few other things. Just lost my mind on them, but they're just coming up. I might talk about that next time I do my live stream, what's coming up again. So cool. All right, so there's lots happening, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. 55 minutes, that's not too bad for today's live stream. And I hope you guys have enjoyed the content today. Very cool. Yeah, if you haven't subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. If you're watching this afterwards, get you into the contents. I will respond to that. I will be looking at doing some my own warp positions, so I'll probably like John Atkins, I'll be thinking about what's the best stuff to do. But it does seem like bonds are a pretty good way to go. I might split my strategies into a bit of warp and a bit of DAI staking. We'll see how I end up on that one. I've got to think a bit more about it. We've got to do it before the price keeps going up, though. That's how it rolls, because otherwise I'll be too late, right? Be too late. It'll be up and away. I'm not sure we'll get the classical pullback today in the warp because, like I say, there's not that much warp on the actual and circulating and supply there. Even if this person decided to sell down, which they could do because they bought them pretty cheap, I still think that still would only temporarily hinder the price. And I don't think it would. I think there's so many people coming in. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch that. I think that's probably all from me. Prana says, thanks again, Superman. Cheers, y'all. And Solix says, see you, mate. Hey, Solix, a pleasure. And let me just type out my goodbye, and I will see you guys on the Discord. Let me have a look here. Let me just bash that down. I can't even spell thanks. Did you see my thanks? It's like ridiculous. I can't even type thanks. It's a new thanks for watching. Let me type that in, watching. It's all capitalized now. It's not good. All right, thanks for watching. Let me post some emojis. I'm going to get into the house. Let me post some emojis. See you, mate, and post some emojis. Let's go for gold on that. Bam. And all right. That's enough for now. Take care, everybody. Enjoy yourself. See you in the Discord. Ciao.